got them all. I hope you hear these words. I ain't here to flip no birds or sip no serve. Hope the future generations can get this urge. Stay woke, youngin', and avenge these nerds.
Yo.
What it do, guys?
For me, that I pressed the wrong one.
I thought you froze, or you were just like staring into space just now.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's my connection, as always.
It's par for the course at this point.
Par for the course.
I return, and that's it. We're bringing Technical Tuesdays back.
Stop it! We're not making this a thing. It's not a thing.
Surprisingly, I was able to have a solid conversation while driving back.
Yeah,
week. It was no drop off.
The only concern we had was the fucking
rain
storm.
Yes,
and the rain you were going through
as I was driving through.
Fucking nuts.
And apparently, I love to go to New York City in the rain because I believe it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So it's so much fun.
What is your luck? Like, you're just going, you know what? Sounds like a good day to drive into New York.
Yeah, well, this is 35, so that's what it is.
Welcome to the party. Yes,
Rain
Tone
Man
had a birthday over the weekend. Boo, boo, boo.
Yeah.
Old man Tone.
Yes,
welcome to the back half of your 30s.
I've circled the sun once again. Yay!
So this is the first thing I asked Tone over the weekend. Law, I was like, "How close are you to getting that senior card?"
Wow, he's further away than you are.
I know.
I know. So I just gotta ask him, how does it feel?
Listen here, sir.
Listen, I've already accepted it. Gray hair and all, back pains, it's there.
You've had gray hair since your 30s.
Oh yeah, it's there. It's there. Now I just accept it. Before I was just like, no. Now it's just
Thank you, Hugo. Thank you.
What's going on, sir? But yeah, you've had. It's not even the gray hairs. We've seen this from the Mount wife beater like chancla setup that you had going to Tone's house over like what was that 4th of July weekend?
That was old Puerto Rican. That was me.
Ago.
That was me. Embracing my inner old Puerto Rican man.
Absolutely. That was
taking the abuelito status.
That was Theo. That was Theo.
Right,
that like no one knows where he's been in a few years, but he just shows up magically and is like, "Hey guys, I'm back."
That was me all last week. I have family all down last week. Got to hang out
with
Sebastian.
Exactly.
Yeah, Sebastian. So I got to hang out with my niece and nephew last week.
You don't know if you're saying Bendición or Sebastian.
Yo, oh my God. Someone's grandmother's just out there. Bendición?
Yeah.
Grandma, are you calling me?
No.
Bendición. Like, go, bye.
Yeah, go with God.
Oh my God.
So this weekend was a fun weekend. Got to see Kevin Hart.
I heard. How was it?
Oh man, he was funny. Especially when he comes out, he says, when he goes, "This is the joke that I'm going to tell you guys. This is why we took the phones away from you." And it's going to be funny.
Yeah, that's what happened when I went to see Daniel Sloss. When I saw Sloss, he like it was literally like, "We're gonna take your phones. You guys can't record, whatever the case is." And we were just like, "The fuck? Like, isn't this supposed to be for his Netflix special?" No. This is not getting recorded. And then when he did the bit, I'm there. I'm looking at my girl at the time. I'm looking back and I'm like, because she's never heard him before. And I'm like, "Are you okay? You good?"
The type of comedy that I like.
This is so.
It's raw. That's it. But yeah, no, I'm sorry, guys. I have been away for a while. Been a minute.
You've been traveling the con circuit. Catching up with fam. You're a busy man. It's okay. We held it down. No worries.
I mean, yeah, we were busy. I mean, speaking of con circuit, I ended up picking up these two mofos. This one right here and this one right here at the con circuit.
Yes. We keep turning up like bad pennies, right?
This is like the best segue that he's ever fucking had.
That's a really good segue.
That was like
solid segue.
This ranks top 3. There's no way that could have gone better.
Yeah. I feel like we're in a Adam Sandler movie right now, and someone's going, "And we wasted the good segue on you."
Oh man, welcome back, fellas.
I've been
It's
practicing
too
that one all
day.
long.
Friends of the show, Wayward Raven, Mark and Alex.
Welcome back.
Cheers, gentlemen.
You guys have been
Yes,
busy. How you
cheers.
guys been?
Yeah, you guys are
Tired.
too fucking busy fuckers. Like Jesus, you guys are all over the place.
I told my wife I'm not going to see her for all of August, basically.
Damn. Okay.
Damn.
Mm.
So what do you guys been up to in the Raven Cave?
Man,
Oh,
we've been
speaking of being busy, right, Mark? We have some news for today, right?
Ooh,
this is
lay it
very-
on us.
We just pushed the button on a Kickstarter today.
Ooh.
Oh, hey.
Well,
Congratulations.
Before we bring out the guest of honor for that Kickstarter, can I play the video?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
Please.
please do.
Greed-crazed Emperor Napoleon is expanding his empire into the stars. He will loot whatever art and culture he discovers and haul it away to his new Musée Galactique de Napoléon in Paris. He's charging towards his next target, planet Thror, but a young revolutionary has stowed away aboard his starship, planning to assassinate him before he can plunder and colonize another planet. As an archaeologist, I am painfully aware of the terrible toll that centuries of looting have taken on ancient monuments. I wanted to channel my feelings of outrage and deep sorrow through my main character and fellow artist, Gavroche, who encounters the beauty of a lost civilization only to see it being destroyed and plundered by ruthless invading soldiers. Her lonely heart, hardened by war crimes, opens up to love and beauty, the last hope for a perishing world. I am deeply grateful to all potential backers of this project for supporting the message of Napoleon's Starship, which is also my manifesto as a creator. We cannot build our future without preserving and protecting our past. This dark but romantic story is told in 64 fully colored pages and will be published by the incredible team at Wayward Raven Media. Your support will help me to fulfill one of the dreams of my life, to start publishing my graphic novels and acquire a unique opportunity to merge my voices as a writer, artist, archaeologist, and animator to speak louder and be heard. Thank you so much for checking out our campaign.
That was awesome.
It was awesome.
Welcome to the show, Catherine. Thank you for being here.
Thanks very much for letting me come. I'm really excited.
That was so cool.
Yes.
I
And
think you
from
know,
several time zones away as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am in Egypt right now, so it is 4 a.m.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
wow.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. We're all
That's some dedication right there.
Oh man.
Thank you for coming on. Oh my god. Like, did you sleep? Did you take a nap? Or are you sleeping after
did.
this?
I did actually. Yeah, I went to bed a bit early, so it's not so
Okay.
bad.
Does the dig start early so it's kind of okay? You still gotta,
It does,
wait a
yes.
couple. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's
We
good.
usually get up around 4:30, so
Oh,
it's
that's par for the
not much.
course
Okay.
then.
Okay.
Gonna have a little
Early
coffee and then
breakfast.
go out to the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guilt in my
We have
heart
to-
was gonna eat at me all day.
Oh no, sorry. Don't feel guilty. We have to start before sunrise anyway. It's
Oh,
super
wow.
hot out here. We're in the desert.
Oh, true.
Ooh.
Yes. Okay.
We
Mm.
can't.
What
So
are-
Hey, that's not us. That's not us.
Oh man.
Blame these guys for scheduling the show so late.
What? That's crazy talk.
Sir,
Crazy talk.
Incorrect. Incorrect. You've been on the show long enough. You know what time we start.
I
Okay?
know. I know.
No, but we appreciate you coming on. I mean, so getting to work on the video and with Alex and Mark, they were telling me the story and everything, and then also too, what people didn't see in the cuts that you sent, you also designed the characters,
Yes.
which I thought was
did.
pretty awesome to get a whole feel
Thank
for
you.
the characters before you drew them. So it's like for those who don't know, she made actual models of the characters. So just walk people through that creative process. I mean, it's just I thought it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Unfortunately, I don't have them with me in Egypt.
That's fine.
But yeah, I'm actually a stop motion animator. So stop motion. It's like Tim Burton, Nightmare Before Christmas, Wallace and Gromit, that type of thing. So when I create an animated film, I don't just draw my characters. I actually make them in 3 dimensions. So there's something a bit like this guy right here. This is my Sticky Bones. He's not an animation armature, but yeah, they're about a similar size. They're actually 12 inches tall, so a little taller than him. And yeah, actually make a 3-dimensional character, and then I post them frame by frame. So a second of animation is 24 frames. So every time I want to make a second of movement, I have to make 24 photographs.
So, I give you
dedication
a lot of
to the craft.
I've seen people like the behind the scenes of it, and it's such a like painstaking but love of a craft that like I feel like in the moment you don't get to appreciate it until it's done and you see it like all put together.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading the comments.
Stop motion, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to.
We'll be posting videos of what Sebastian was talking about. It's definitely going to be something that we would love to highlight too. So her process is really cool.
Yeah, we have a more detailed video of it and whatnot.
You guys still there?
Hey,
hey.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got you.
Am I back?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Here in Egypt is not a
No worries.
Oh, I think I'm losing you again. Okay,
We have you on audio. We can still hear you.
We hear you.
We hear you.
It's a frozen frame, but we hear you.
Listen, it's been the internet all week.
After
Microsoft,
Oh. I laugh in Apple right now.
Oh, no.
I don't know. My stuff was fine. My stuff was fine. So
yeah.
But no, I mean, I thought that was pretty cool that you actually build the 3D characters, and it's a pretty interesting thing of getting a feel for the characters. So just tell us a little bit more about what you guys are doing with the Kickstarter, what's going on with the world of Napoleon Starship, while Captain's Secret Internet's going in and out. So step in, guys. I got you.
Yeah, we can fill a little bit. So just for starters, obviously we launched today, so we're pretty excited about that. We've got a pretty good response so far. I think we're at 15% or something like that. So still have plenty of time to go, but really excited about how that's been going. There's some one of the things I'll point out. Catherine actually made 5 limited pieces of art for the campaign. So there's a certain tier on there that and you can actually see, I think, some of the artwork in there, where it's one of a kind pieces that she's doing and hand making for this specifically. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think that's a pretty neat piece of
there she goes, being a badass right there.
Yeah, she's even a swordswoman too. So
yeah.
What do you not do? Like, what is something you look at life and you're like, that's difficult. I'm not going to try that, because clearly you're just awesome at so many things.
Thank you. Yeah, I just believe in going for it and trying things. If I love something, if I'm excited by something, why not give it a try? I might be good at it.
Love that. Love that.
Cool. This is one of the digs. Let's see here.
Well, so that you're a pilot, so that's really cool too.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, when you get the book, there's going to be like a whole section in the back that just shows all the action shots of the things she does besides archaeology and artwork.
It's like Daenerys with her titles, right? It's just thing after thing after thing after thing.
Are you secretly like
her at a con? We got.
I feel like she's secretly Lara Croft. She's like, I'm just living my best life. My cover story is that I'm an archaeologist artist by day. That's so.
I don't want to say she works for the CIA, but
No, that's a secret. I'm not supposed to reveal that.
well, you're not supposed to say anything. I'm not.
The Culinary Institute of America?
Plausible deniability. No one said that.
Yeah. She can cook.
So-
Why don't you tell us about your characters? Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's start with we got over here. This is the main character right here. Gavroche.
Yeah, so here's Gavroche. She is an artist and a revolutionary. She is actually her name is a reference to Gavroche in Les Miserables. Of course, he's male there, but this is my female Gavroche. So interesting sort of little fact. After Les Miserables came out, the name Gavroche sort of became a word in French. It came to be used as a term for basically street urchin. So I use that in this case. My Gavroche is also a street urchin in revolutionary France. She doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know who her parents are. But she knows she's an artist and she has to create. And she sketches graffiti on the walls in Paris to sort of express her political views and rebel against Napoleon. And then she decides to take it a step further and take him down. So she stows away aboard Napoleon's starship and she tries to assassinate him. And that's how the story starts, because of course her assassination attempt fails, but she ends up stuck aboard his starship and traveling with him into the stars.
I just
Yeah,
love that.
a quick shout out. Thank you, Hugo. We just got your pledge. We appreciate it.
Hugo out here always supporting.
Thank you, Hugo.
So, the man as always.
And then we have Elizabeth right here.
Yes. And that is Elizabeth Vigée-Lebrun. She is an actual historical figure. She's a real artist who lived at this time. She did not create propaganda art for Napoleon historically, but then, historically, Napoleon didn't take off in a starship into the stars. So this is a bit alternative. And yeah, in my story, she is the head of the artistic propaganda department. Napoleon did very much value propaganda art. And he did like huge monuments to himself and his glory. So in my story, that's what Elizabeth Vigée-Lebrun does for him. She's in charge of basically PR and social media. But in 1805. So this is social media in 1805, creating a big, huge monument to yourself in your latest victory and telling everybody about it. So she's going to be traveling with him to various galaxies, and her apprentices will be building monuments and statues in Napoleon's honor. And Gavroche ends up infiltrating the propaganda art unit and wreaking all sorts of havoc.
I love it. And then obviously we have the man himself, Napoleon. I love that you did the crown here, and then you did the same image right here of him just holding up the planet towards his head. It's really, I don't know, it's very symbolic of just how he looks like he wants to control everything.
Well, he did, and I really love Napoleon's coronation portrait, where he's actually crowning himself. It's like he is so incredibly important and so in charge that there's nobody over him. There's nobody worthy of placing the crown on his divine head. So I thought, if he was going to become an evil galactic emperor, obviously he'd be crowning himself with the stars themselves.
And then let's go here. We got the Thorians and King. I'm sorry because I am.
Come on, Sebastian, you can do this.
You can do it.
We believe in you. You've been on fire today. You can do it.
Yes.
Hey.
I get
Catherine,
myself
you gotta understand, it's a really big deal that he did a really good transition earlier, and he's been saying names right, because historically this has not been the case.
See what happens when I take a few days off?
Hey, you just need to recharge the batteries.
But yes, talk about us, the king of was it the planet that you had created for this universe where they land? So talk us about the king.
So this is Planet Thror, and he's the king, King Conradival. This is actually a family name, so he's Conradival, son of Conradival, son of Conradival. And basically in English, his name is just Conrad. The vowel part is an honorific, so it's sort of like Sir or Lord. So they just attach that to the names of Thorian nobility. So it would be like Mark, for example. If you were a Thorian nobleman, you would be Mark Val. So it's like that. I actually did come up with a Thorian language and a writing system. So there's some glimpses of Thorian art in the novel, and you get to see inscriptions on the wall. So those are their actual inscriptions. They mean
so
something.
Hugo said, good grief, she didn't wake up early for this 4 a.m. call. She just never sleeps. I'm starting to believe that that's true. Like, just sleep doesn't exist for you.
Not really, I have a lot of time for sleep.
Got it.
I drink a lot of coffee.
Oh man,
guys, we're getting it all wrong. We've been messing up.
Yes.
So I see here the rewards. You got the hardcover. We got the comic along with We Sucks at Comics physical copy, which is a great book, by the way. Everybody got to pick that up along with this. Come on. And then we see some prints right
her
here.
story actually debuted in We Suck at Comics as well. So
oh yeah. And then we have some art prints, right, which is fantastic. I love the art prints that you do and in your style. It's just very beautiful. I love how this piece right here in the middle flows, and then the starship. It's just something about the way what you with the colors and all that it's just so vibrant and just pops out. How did you come up with how did you come up with the idea for the starship?
Oh yeah, the starship was a real process. I spent a really long time sketching and sort of coming up with 18th century steampunk, really. And Napoleon was obsessed with bee imagery. He was into bees and their symbolism, and sort of the idea of bees as something that's they're sort of common and we take them for granted, but they're incredibly industrious and hardworking and sort of beautiful in a way. And if you take a look at Napoleon's coronation portrait, his coronation robes are covered with tiny embroidered golden bees. And I thought, well, if he had a starship, he would design it in the shape of a bee, because it would just have so much symbolic value for him, and sort of the idea that all the galaxies in the universe are going to become his beehive. So that's where the golden bee starship came from.
That's actually pretty cool.
And so for Napoleon, and I guess it'll probably be later on in the stories too. So he's taken over Earth. He's got his spaceship. And so are the Thorians on a planet in our galaxy, or he's gotten to intergalactic travel at this point, and he's Soul Galaxy's taken over, and he's going to the next one on the map.
Yes, he is done with the Milky Way. It's old news. He's expanding, always onwards and upwards.
Nice. You get through the Russian winters, you can do the rest of the galaxy, I guess.
Now, is this one of the original art pieces right here that, depending on the level someone supports, that they would get?
Yeah.
Yes. This is actually inspired by an 18th century technique called adorned prints. So this print is actually made of fabric. So I make a print on the computer, then I cut out all the shapes, and instead of coloring them in, I color them in with fabric, lace, sequins. People actually did this sort of thing in the 18th century using actual fabrics. So I thought I'd play around with that. It's period appropriate for the story.
That's so dope.
And
I just love that.
One of only 5, and one's gone already. So just throwing that out there. If anybody wants original art, it's
4 left.
No, this
Move fast.
No, that's real original art right there. That's just wow.
I actually brought a bundle of fabrics with me to Egypt, and I'm going to be making these adorned prints as they go out. I'm making them by hand right here in the Egyptian desert. So anybody who gets one of these adorned prints for their reward, keep that in mind. I will be making your print here in the Egyptian desert.
Get some Egyptian sand in there.
With a little something extra.
Conceptually, this is a wild concept to throw in Napoleon, Les Miserables, like space. You got a whole lot going on. Where did this come from?
Well, it came from a lot of different places. I'm sort of bringing together a lot of different things that I love. I've been doing archaeology since I was a child. My mom is an archaeologist. She is actually the director of the dig that I'm working on.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
So cool.
Yeah, so that's sort of, it's in my blood, really. And I've been coming out to Egypt forever. And Napoleon did a lot of damage in Egypt, and we see traces of that every day. We see a lot of damage from looting and from people. You know, some of the fragments from the tombs that we are excavating right now, some of them are in museums all over the world. We have a fragment in the Berlin Museum that we had a chance to visit. So there's so many things that just that aren't there anymore. And Napoleon, you know, he started an entire museum with the things that he stole from all over the world, including Egypt. He would just, you know, he liked something, you just grab it and bring it with him to France. So I thought, you know, what if Napoleon could expand further? What if he was ultimately victorious? He took over all of Earth and he started traveling to space. Wouldn't he do the same thing to extraterrestrial civilizations? He would just take things. And what would that look like? And then I started thinking about, you know, the resistance to that and what that would look like. And I love Les Miserables, which is, of course, later than Napoleon. So sort of a slightly different area of French history, but I brought that together. And I've always been into space travel as well, and science fiction and Star Wars. So I brought that into the story and just started combining things that I really love. And then I started creating the Thorian civilization and bringing in all the different ancient civilizations that I know and love, and sort of a bit of Egypt, a bit of Mesopotamia, a bit of Minoan culture. There's sort of a lot of different references in there. And also scent culture, because the Thorians, they communicate in the language of scents. They always carry a collection of little perfume vials with them, and often they use scents instead of spoken language. So let's say if you are in a meeting and you want to express an opinion, you don't start shouting over everybody. Sorry, that was my alarm clock.
Time to wake up.
Time to wake up, finally. So you take out a scent vial, you know, from a little pouch at your belt, and you just pour it out into the Grand Council fountain, and, you know, everybody hears you. They just inhale and they hear what you have to say. So that came out of
awesome
traveling around the world and, again, collecting information about different scents and in throughout history and different cultures. So there's a lot in there.
I think that works because it's like it helps you create something very original that's been inspired around the world, that you're bringing this to other people who pick up this comic and who support this book, which again, I'm going to tell people that you want to support that, because it's like, in a way, you're kind of learning about different things that you haven't been exposed to. And as a creator, you get to share what you've been exposed to on your digs, getting to travel to other people, but in the form of entertainment. That I think is just it's pretty awesome.
Hugo says we're making him learn things against his will. What's going on, Will?
What's up, Will?
It's an awesome thing to like mother like daughter.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think that's so cool. I mean, and then you ended up with these two guys, which we love them.
Hey, if it's a weird story that has to do with history or mythology, we're your guys. You know, like I remember telling Catherine, like when she was talking about, like, you know, Napoleon stealing everything from Egypt. I'm like, yeah. Whenever I'd go to Greece, like the only way I can see some of the stuff from my culture was to go to the British Museum. So it's yeah, it happens.
Exactly.
Sun never set on the empire, you know, when you
No.
you live on die on that hill. Catherine, for the Thorians, so are they going to be like the first real threat to Napoleon, like from what he's really dealt with from all these years of conquest and all this? He's going to be the first real threat to him and what he's trying to do. And are they, aside from the Sen culture, are they also kind of like similar to a culture in our history in which was taken over by Napoleon and his acts? And this is sort of like, yeah, well, dude, now here's this culture that you did in real life, but now I'm going to flip it on your head in my story. Now it's just kind of reflected in the Thorians.
Definitely. The Thorians are really a combination of a lot of different historical references, a lot of different cultures that I love and that I think are fascinating. So they're really sort of a combination of a sort of a symbolic representation of all of these different cultures that Napoleon took over, and they do become sort of quite a formidable rebel force. So King Konrete, who you saw earlier, he is currently living in exile and hiding underground, so that he and his people aren't slaughtered by Napoleon. Sorry, just a second. Oh, what was that? Yes. Sorry, that was my mom over there. So the Thorians are amphibious, and they do spend part of their time in water. So they have this whole underground structure where they live, and they have their special ponds and pools that they spend time in. And Napoleon does not know about this. So he's got this whole amphibious army that's really out to get him. And Gavroche ends up connecting with them and making friends with King Konrete and joining the rebel army and resisting Napoleon.
Nice.
Nice.
I like how you made Konrete the one in exile in this story.
So that is a very good point. Hugo says, how did Catherine meet the Wayward guys?
New York Comic Con?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you go ahead. I think we were probably goofing off as my guess, but
yeah, I apologize for anything I would have said or done.
That's a way
that seems on brand.
It seems about all right, because when we were at the con, when we saw them, we were in eye distance of the guys, and just doing funky faces at each other across the way.
Oh my god, yeah, that was great. Yeah.
I mean, we did take that picture at your booth before you guys got there, so
yep,
you did.
Yep.
You did.
Took a nap on your table.
Still has the dents in it.
Yeah,
all right.
But yeah, how did you guys meet? How did that whole meeting when you got to meet them at New York Comic Con?
Yeah, it was New York Comic Con, and it was a few years ago. And I always attend New York Comic Con. It's my favorite event of the year, and I always go around to all the booths. I go to Artist Alley, and I go to all the booths on the show floor. And I was working on this new project, Napoleon, and I was looking for places to pitch it to. And I saw the guys at Wayward Raven and some of the amazing things that they had out. They had copies of Horsemen and a few other things, and I just started looking through them and thought, they've got these wonderful things that they're publishing and all these mythological and historical references and this amazing art. And I thought, what if I take a chance and talk to them? And they seemed like really great and fun guys. And I told them about Napoleon, and Mark said, just send it over and we'll talk. And the rest is history.
And you can't get rid of them. Love them.
Nope.
Thank you so much, guys, for believing in this project.
So you're saying less like a bad penny and more like herpes? Is that what you're implying?
You had to go there, Mark.
Right, smart.
It's a family show, god damn it.
Who said that? Who said
Welcome
that?
to the nerds. That's it.
Oh man.
No, but
This-
Mark, I
Fantastic.
can honestly say, like, from the years that I've known Mark and Alex, they're big supporters of indies. They have fun with what they do, very supportive of other people's projects and everything. And again, you couldn't pretty much trust your project with a better team, because again, they generally do love the industry and all that. So again, you're with some two awesome guys right there.
Oh, I know they're amazing, and it's been such an amazing journey already, and I've learned so much. This is going to be my first published graphic novel, so they've really been teaching me a lot about the industry and publishing, and sort of holding my hand through this and answering all my stupid questions and being incredibly patient with me. So thank you so much, and putting together this incredible campaign. So I really, really appreciate it, and thank you guys. I love you.
Oh, no problem.
That's it. We appreciate it.
It's fun for us, you know.
Well,
Yeah, no, we
good job
definitely
so
enjoy doing
far. Big congrats on what you guys have like been able to pull off. That's amazing, and like this is awesome. I'm genuinely so excited for you guys.
So for those joining us, we're talking about Napoleon Starship. Catherine is the creator of this comic, this wonderful comic that you can now support on Kickstarter. Just went live. It is being published by the great team of Wayward Raven, which is Mark Franco and Alex. Pretty much they have pushed this book out there, and it is a great read. You have a tier where you could support to get some very original art that's going to be made by Catherine herself. And again, you get to follow this great journey. Again, if you love sci-fi, want to learn more about art, it has a little bit of history in there as well. Definitely support this Kickstarter. Open your wallet, give them your cash, get it funded.
Take my money now.
There you go.
That's all it is.
I will be plastering the links like crazy, as I always do, because that is me. But yes, Catherine, we appreciate you coming on and everything. And again, thank you for sharing this project with us and everything.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me.
Of course.
So much
You're
fun.
welcome anytime, because that was so cool.
Thank you.
Now
I do want to highlight too that some of the rewards are early bird
Go ahead,
specials,
please.
so they will expire.
Please.
So please act fast.
Actually, Alex, since you're bringing up rewards, you get to take the honor of telling us some of these early bird special rewards. Go ahead, Alex, take it away.
Great, yeah. So, well, like we love to do, if you back us within the first week of the campaign, we'll knock some money off anything you buy. So those are while supplies last. As we mentioned, there are some original pieces you can get from Catherine that she will be making for you in Egypt, in the desert. The power of the pharaohs will be in those original pieces.
Sand from the desert.
Yes, there will be sand in them.
There will be. Trust me. When you're in Egypt, there's sand everywhere. There's sand in my phone. There's sand in my ears right now.
Anakin Skywalker would love her. Yeah. Beyond desert sand and cloth, there we're gonna have a bunch of stickers. There's bookmarks, original prints. We also have some stretch goals in mind. So if we can hit that goal, we're gonna be adding some cool stuff that's a super secret. As always, you can get some of our books as well. There's We Suck at Comics Volume 2 will also be an add-on. And did I mention stickers and buttons?
We have stickers, we have buttons, we have bookmarks. And by the way, we're doing this in a hardcover. This is not going to be a paperback. We're going right to the hardcover, and a lot of our add-ons.
None of this.
Yeah, none of that. That's legit hardcover. And then we've got some really nice add-ons that we'll talk about as the campaign goes along to kind of go with that hardcover. But we're really excited about it. We've printed stuff out this way once before, special item stuff for We Suck at Comics. So a few you might have it. But it came out really nice, and we're excited to do the whole run in hardcover.
That's actually pretty dope.
Yeah,
very awesome.
You're not getting floppy. You're getting hardcover, which again, that's actually a great thing to have in your library.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So, like I said, give us your money.
Give me money.
Take my money.
Oh man.
But the Kickstarter is out now, guys. I just shared it with you. It's on our YouTube channel, so you can actually check it out. It's in the description. You can find it in the comment links on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Twitch. We don't do Twitter. And again, head over to Wayward Raven's website, waywardraven.com. Most likely you will find every link that's there for Napoleon Starship. We Suck at Comics. But yes, before you go and shop anything else, make sure you support Napoleon Starship.
Yes. 29 days left to go. They're going to crush this goal. I know it. I am
believe it.
Fingers
so
crossed.
yeah.
with you guys.
Help us defeat Napoleon.
Yes. Defeat the colonizer.
Yeah.
There you go.
Colonizer. Now, we're so learning that you are now you're a sci-fi fan, Catherine. Have you gotten to see a little bit or any of what's it called, the Acolyte?
Unfortunately, not. Our streaming here in Egypt is not the best.
It's so
When
cool.
my
It's so
internet
cool.
kept dropping out on us. I'm like using 3 different internet boxes right now.
Oh, wow.
That's funny. I've got this little box next to me, and then I've got 2 others behind me. So yeah, streaming is a bit of a challenge, but I'm hoping to catch up as soon as I get back to the States. So.
Nice.
So
Been
this is
reading about it a bit, but yeah, unfortunately not able to watch.
this is the part we'll give you the chance to bow out because I don't want to spoil the show for you. So we're actually going to be talking about the show. But guys, again, this was Catherine Lakely. Check out her Kickstarter. Check it out from Wayward Raven. Please go back. If you just joined us at this point in time of the podcast, go back, rewatch the beginning, catch up, learn more about her and her wonderful book that's coming out, Napoleon Starship.
And learn how awesome she is. She's
Yes.
she's a superhero. I'm convinced.
All right.
I
Thank
haven't
you
seen
for
Comic-Con. I'm thinking more on the villain side, but no.
I do actually use those swords, by the way. I am actually a fencer in real life.
All right. Yeah, we're sparring at Comic-Con this year then.
Time out.
what is it that you dude?
I fly planes. I'm an archaeologist. Like, I fence. Like, there's so much going on right now.
We're sparring.
Yo, for real.
Pull up Hugo's comic. There we go. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Like, your dad is Indiana Jones. Like, I'm convinced. There's no way he isn't. Oh, that's awesome.
That's very cool.
But thank you for coming on. We're looking forward to seeing how this turns out, and hopefully having you on again at some point soon. But thank you again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Definitely, Catherine. Good luck on the dig today.
Yes, have a good dig.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye now.
Guys,
that was so fun, and that was so awesome.
And you know what was funny? So before we brought on Catherine, this is what literally Mark and Alex said. She's fucking awesome. That's all they said.
Yeah, like that's oh man.
That's pretty much what I just say. I'm like, whenever I talk about it, I'm like, I want to be here when I grow up, basically.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. It's very,
I
very
mean,
inspiring.
height-wise,
Just doing
right?
so many cool things.
Sure, even that, yeah.
Oh,
but now
man.
we are at the power. But guys, yes, again, if you're tuning in, make sure you go back, rewatch the beginning of this episode, learn more about Napoleon Starship. Go ahead, support the rewards that's there, and I think that's actually a really cool tier to actually get some original awards that are there, an original actual. So those are just one of a kind pieces that you would be getting, which is something you rarely see on a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice. But
Hugo, do you speak French? Like,
or did you use Google?
Did you just like? At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Hugo said, "Yeah, I got that in the bag too." Like, that's in my back pocket.
No, he'll say "we."
That's the backup when he has to leave Texas.
Oh man!
So
all right, so we're talking the Acolyte. We're doing it.
We're gonna do it.
We're gonna
so Alex,
that
you watched it. Mark, did you get a chance to watch the whole series or just a couple episodes?
5 or 6 episodes in. Look,
Okay.
if you guys end up
Okay.
but for me, it's okay.
All right. He said
yeah, I've gotten to the point.
Shit!
You know, I think I just watched episode 5 or episode 6 today. So
Okay.
right before the show, I'm like, I got to get one more in because it's cool. I like it. I love a lot of the martial arts stuff that they're pulling out.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Star Wars is always like lightsaber, samurai battle, and to actually have some unarmed combat stuff is pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Jedi Kung Fu.
Yeah. And
Well,
also, Hugo, if you're wondering, I did watch all 8 episodes today. Because, you know,
Because you're a
that's what I do.
fucking madman. Like,
That's
I
what I
still
do.
don't know how you do
I
that.
did that yesterday. That was
I
me
watched all 8
yesterday.
episodes yesterday.
You guys are fucking
Look,
nuts,
I have
man.
to say this, right? Because there was a lot of I don't know if it was crybabies or whatever complaining and bitching about this show when it first came out. And I gotta say,
Crybabies.
I watched it, I'm like, I don't see what the big deal is here. Like, I just didn't see what the big deal is. You know,
I've
I
come
loved,
to conclusion. Go ahead,
I loved Manny. I loved Manny Jacinto. I loved the
Honestly, favorite part of the show.
Like, I knew about the reveal. Like, I knew about the reveal about who he was before getting there. But I remember seeing something like episode 5 is episode 5, and then you watch episode 5. I'm like, yo, this is some of the best lightsaber shit I've seen in a long time.
That
Like,
was awesome.
like with the mix of the martial arts and then the
Yeah.
fighting between all of him against all of the Jedis and him just taking everybody out. I was like, this is what I need. Really, really took the taste of knowing they got rid of Trinity so early and so lackluster. Because I remember hearing him, I was like, oh, are you serious? And then, you know, then it made up for it. And then the reveal at the end with Darth Plagueis, I was like, this is a solid story.
Solid story.
Yeah.
I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, if you're that big of a crybaby with the homegirl having 2 moms and it's written by a woman, directed by a woman, then go the fuck home. Like, I don't understand what the big deal is. I thought it was after watching it.
Hugo's still giving you shit. So today,
What's that?
so Cranford, in school from
Yes.
That was me. That was me. I was that guy who I crammed everything in. I took the test and then I flushed it.
Oh
right.
my god!
I remember when I was in grad school, I had an economics test, and the teacher was like, "You can't have your formulas." I'm like, "Lady, I'm in my 20s. Are you serious? You can't have formulas?" So literally memorized the formulas like from work all the way there, just saying them over and over and over again. And then the minute I got to the test room, I flipped the page over and just wrote all the formulas down before I forgot them. Then
shit!
Then took the test. Yeah.
So we just hid those in our TI-80s.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, I gotta tell you though, you're on the money with like it's different. I want something different. Like look, I love all the Skywalker stuff. It's great, fine, whatever. But like, there's room for more things, more stories. And my biggest gripe, and you guys have heard me say it before, is Hollywood. Stop fucking remaking things. Stop fucking making part 2, part 3, part 4, part 37 and a half.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. Make something new.
Like,
Actually,
honestly, I'm so glad, like you said, like we have something that's not the Skywalker family, because when the latest
I mean, this
sequel
leads
came out,
to Skywalker's birth. Just
I
just so you all
realize.
know this all
Of
leads
course.
to how Darth Plagueis
It
created
does.
Anakin.
Of course, it does.
But it's also not like
but it's
everything shoehorned with the Skywalker.
No,
Right.
You know? So
absolutely.
it's like,
No. I'm just fucking with you.
Because it's one of those things where we
6
get
degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's 6
We're-
degrees of the Skywalker.
where we get, oh, she's a Skywalker. Oh, he's
She's a
this
Palpatine.
guy, Palpatine's alive, and all this. And I'm just like,
Somehow
I'm so
Palpatine returned.
I'm over it. I was so over it. You know.
So this is the one thing I did like about the show too, is that, and it's funny, it goes back to that scene with Luke Skywalker in the new trilogy that he was like the Jedi, he was like fuck the Jedi or whatever, he was like upset with them.
Yeah.
It kind of like you're seeing within their ranks this hubris really of them. It was just a series of just unfortunate fucking events because they thought that they were right in this situation, and it just made things worse. And it was like as they progressed through the reveal, you're like, you dumb motherfuckers, what are you doing if you just left alone?
You have multiple times Jedi Knights get murked by one dude.
yeah.
It happens. Like in the Darth Bane books, they had like several Jedi Masters come after him, and he took them all. Now, granted, he had legitimate plot armor, but like legitimate plot armor. Like he had these.
Most people in Star Wars have plot armor.
No, but his was legit. Like it was in the universe. He had these parasites that attached to his skin, and it was like resistant to lightsaber. Like he couldn't be killed until part 3. You
know,
but he took out several masters, and then this one, Manny takes out couple knights.
You mean Jason?
Jason, yeah, yes,
Jason.
yes.
From the good place.
We needed his boy Pillboy.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! That's what we need.
I never watched that, but like I saw the like everyone's like, you grew up with him, and like this is how you're getting introduced with him. Like, I was just like,
no, it's
that's not the same kid.
No, you gotta watch it, and then you're gonna be like, wait, that's him.
You gotta watch him in a good place. You're like,
it's such a wild.
It's the same reveal in the good place when but it's the reverse.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, like fucking Jacksonville Duval over there, and now you've got a Sith Knight just taking people out.
Do you see Hugo's last comment? That's fantastic.
Wait,
yes.
Fill it up.
It's like, yo.
Everyone, let's go.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're gonna find out Yoda's last name is Skywalker too.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yoda, you are the daddy.
Oh my god.
Make him Yoda Skywalker.
Yep.
Like, I mean, we got Rey Skywalker.
Yeah, you'll see Yoda just sitting in the bar, just talking to Mace, like, "Oh, that one night in Tatooine, yes, indeed."
Yeah, he had to mind wipe her, so that she forgot.
Like, forgot I did.
Dude, Yoda was the guy I knew in college who went to the sperm bank every day and just left a deposit.
Oh, but I do like this idea though that we're seeing the hubris, like we've said, of the Jedi, and seeing them as like they're not infallible, like they're not these like, oh, they can't be touched kind of people. But on the same side, you're seeing like you would call me Sith. So it's not so much that he's claiming that he is one, but because they don't understand why he's like dipping into all his emotions and this and that, they're gonna label him this, and he's like, fuck it, I'll take it. I'll take that.
What I thought was cool is like, not only just did it show like the roles reversed, where the Jedi were kind of the douchebag bad guys, and the dark side users had more justification. Mm-hmm. They're also hinting it's not just a Jedi Sith thing. Like they said you might call me Sith, but then they also had the witches. They weren't the night witches that we've seen on Dathomir. They're a different force group, and we don't really know. I mean, he's got the red lightsaber, but Darth Teeth, Darth Jason, like he doesn't really he's not. Is he really a Sith? I mean, there's the rule of 2, but he's taking on an apprentice. So, was Plagueis the acolyte, the student, or the master? We don't know.
So,
and
the theory I've been seeing is Plagueis is the master to this guy, and he knows that the rule of 2, like he's going to need to get an apprentice so the rule of 2 can stay true. So it's kind of one of those things like pick up May, pick up whoever, and then like we're gonna have to execute the rule of 2. Like,
I straight up think May's a Scooby snack. She's like she's a snack. She's not gonna be like an actual. Like, she's a disciple, but I don't think they're going to make her an actual Sith Lord. Well, I think their goal is to,
I think May's going to be the Jedi, and she's going to, because at the end of the day, this was Osha's.
Osha is the Sith, is the dark side user now. Yeah, and the way they did that flip was really cool, and the way they hinted at it throughout the whole run of the show, and even in the fight sequences, they're flipping sides. I wouldn't be surprised if season 2 they just flip back on the other side. Who knows?
So did you notice there was a lot of people going, why didn't Anakin's lightsaber change colors when he did what he did for Order 66? And everyone's like, because if you create a crystal, I think we talked about this last week. Like if you create a crystal, like it's just pouring all your emotions into the crystal, it changes colors. He felt like he was right and justified in what he did for what he felt like was the greater good. Well, so that's why, at least for him, it didn't turn red. While Osha was like, "Fuck it, like I'm just gonna this is what it is."
I'm also trying to think. I think this whole idea of the bleeding as well happened like I think it originates. I don't remember reading about bleeding in some of the legend stuff. I think it's
not in
definitely
Legends.
it's definitely like a newer comics, newer thing after the prequels, and
it was in
so
the Vader comics. In those Vader
yeah,
comics.
okay, yeah, it's in the Vader. Like, right,
And,
so
and
like
that was gonna be my answer is like because they didn't think about it when they made that movie, but that effect was so cool.
Yeah.
If you notice too, they never let May pick up a lightsaber.
Nope.
Yeah. Because I know her test was to kill a Jedi without her hands. I think that was, without a weapon.
And it was Osha who completed that test.
Yeah.
If you know, and she killed what was it? Squid Game at the end. But it's like again, it's like I noticed that throughout the whole show, she May never picked up or touched the lightsaber. And so you won't know what type of color the lightsaber was going to generate for her.
Yeah.
Yet with Osha, you saw it change. And also too, when she picked up Jason's lightsaber, I'm just gonna call him Jason because that's all he's gonna be for me, Jason from Jacksonville. But again, I thought it was cool that he played Manny's lightsaber. It was red though, so it's like in some way her rage was already filling there and her emotions. And again, it just showed how her Jedi, the one who wanted to be her Jedi master, failed her ultimately in this whole tragic tale.
What I thought was cool was I was watching one of those recap things and they pointed out that Jason's name, I don't know if it's his Sith name, whatever, was like it was another word for moon, and her master was sun, soul. So like sun and moon, it was like kind of interesting thing on those opposites too.
Okay.
And what's funny is that I feel like we're getting stuff related in this that we'll probably see later related in Ahsoka Tano's show. Only because it's like, again, she's another person who's Jedi Master who, again, with against the teachings of the Jedi and all that. Like, in this show, going back to it, it really showed that they didn't have the support of the Senate like they did before. Like, there were members of the Senate still against them. That again, it was like them worried about what if a Jedi starts to get corrupt, what do you do about that? So they were already asking this stuff about the Jedi. And go ahead, Alex.
No, I was gonna say, you can't trust Senator Martian Manhunter.
Oh no, you can't. Yes, that's where he was from, Martian.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the voice actor for Martian Manhunter?
No.
He's the guy who played it in
Supergirl.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see Supergirl. Okay.
And then there was also Jedi Master Stupid Tommen from Game of Thrones.
Yes. Tommen. I
I
will say, if I have to, my gripe with a lot of the stuff was watching like the original of the four. Only one had like a legitimate death. Everything else felt very like, Carrie Ann Moss' death was kind of sucky. Tommen Baratheon's death was sucky. The Wookiee's death was. I was like, these people meant so much to you.
Was dope.
The Wookiee fight was dope.
Yeah.
Seeing when he got taken over was very cool. But like that other stuff, I was just like,
You'll swallow the poison thing didn't do it for me. I watched this whole thing and I'm like, but would you?
But it's kind of
but you know what? His wig was distracting enough. I was just glad to see that gone.
Also, that neck beard.
Also, to see why he drank the poison. And then when they went back to that episode of the past to explain what had happened, it kind of fit his character. It did.
No, it fit. It made sense. It's one of those things of like
you wanted more.
Because I watched all 8 episodes in one shot, I didn't feel like as annoyed. Where like if I was watching this week to week, I would have been getting really frustrated on like you end an episode showing the Wookiee, and this is our first time seeing a Wookiee Jedi on screen, and then he just gets cut in the gut and he's gone, and you don't really see him go out until he gets possessed, right? And so it's like I think that's just like episode to episode gripe versus watching it, just binging it and being like, okay, whatever, I'm here, it doesn't matter. So just trying to like balance the two of them. I feel like this is a good this is a binge show. This is not I don't think this was a good week to week show. I think it would have been a better binge show.
The pacing was definitely weird, and some of the cliffhangery things were like there were a couple episodes where I was like, okay, I can wait till next week. I'm not like, oh my god, what happens next? and I think my wife was just like, "Come on, we kind of know what's gonna happen. Just freaking tell us already." Like every time they were like, "Oh, you're a blah blah next episode. I need to tell you this thing next episode." Like, wait, don't leave. I have to reveal this next episode. It's like, okay, we get it. She's a freaking clone.
Yeah.
You know, so
I think that's why I waited for a lot of the episodes to come out too, because I was trying to watch them from week to week, and I was just like, I can't. I can understand that right from people like being upset with the pacing of the story, because it really flows together when you watch it all together. That whole cadence of the show and everything. The
highest scored episode was episode 5, which was
obviously
the
tracker,
and it only got a 6.5.
Yo,
the
what the fuck?
show collectively has like a score on IMDb of 3.9 out of 10.
It might raise since the whole show.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it was better than fucking Boba Fett. Okay,
it was way better than Boba Fett.
That shit was better than Boba Fett. You take out the Mandalorian episode of Boba Fett. This is better than Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say for Boba Fett, I liked all the past stuff, like with him with the
week to week. I was getting annoyed with the tracker. Yeah,
tracker was really pissing me off. This fucking walking dog, like this enslaved animal. They're like, here, put some clothes on, but sniff this and just run.
He should have been on Star Fox. Seriously.
It was so man.
Oh man!
Like you have no idea what he's saying. It's just like, even when he
one guy that knew what he was saying was killed.
Yord pissed me off so much.
I was happy when Yord got his ending.
Yeah,
that was it.
Because it was
like Yord. Which one was Yord?
Yord was the one with the Killmonger hair.
The Killmonger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Killmonger.
The only black man hairdo we know how to do.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
It's become a running joke. Like every time
they did that too.
Every time
Miles in a game, right? He had the same haircut.
I promise you. Every time me and Steady see it, like we'll send it to each other as like shit now.
Yo, I gotta send you the meme. Someone made a meme of that. They're like, just like, who are you supposed to be? Miles, Killmonger? What? Pick one.
It's really not good. It's not okay.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, he got fucked up.
Yeah, he was getting on my nerves. I did not like the dude. I'm like, I mean, the actor I thought was a good job, but like, because you gotta be a good actor.
Annoying. You know what was frustrating to me in the first episode? They're like, all right, you're under arrest because you killed so and so. Like, I wasn't there. I'm like, y'all can't read her mind? Like we can't just read her minds. Like, this is like at the height. Just read her mind. Look at the video footage.
Yeah.
You get the one bartender.
There's a lot of stuff that was just like
that one took me. I will say that one took me out.
Also, he was so wishy-washy with like, no, we got to take you back with us that third. It's like, oh, well, maybe you're right. We got to go back. Like, and I was just like, bro, you better fucking stick to something.
No,
I believe you. I followed you.
Yord got voted worst Jedi in history. That's it. He's just the worst. Although Jackie, I felt bad for Jackie. Jackie was.
Yeah, I did feel bad for her.
Good.
Yeah.
Jackie was so good. She went out like she actually went out like
she got double tap.
She went out like an actual
triple tap.
Yes.
Yo, the way they did that scene too, when she got it was like, oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, I love Manny's little like Jacksonville shank that he has as his off.
Yes.
His lightsaber was easily one of the coolest reveals. I was like, what? He's basically an assassin rogue. He just goes, all right, I just have an offhand blade now. What's good?
I thought that was great. You can't wait to see all those being made now.
I want one. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want one.
When I played a Star Wars D20, my character had like he didn't have like the shank blade, but I carried like a daisho, like the Wakazashi and the katana style lightsabers, because like you got two hands, you got to use both.
Yeah, my always favorite was when they would do the double bladed, and then it would break apart, and you can dual wield.
Yeah.
Those were always my favorites. Yeah, no, that was just a really what we got here.
Dude, that was awesome. I was going to
pull the second giant onto his blade. Yo, oh my god.
Yes.
He was like essentially like John Wick.
Yes,
The way he was taking them out,
Yo.
like,
And wasn't even looking at them because he was like, when you found out that he's just flying. He was Daredevil.
He's like, it's you and the Force.
Yeah.
It's like his whole vibe changes when he puts that helmet on.
Yo,
And it's
it was
just-
fucking great.
And also, the training
love.
sucks. I'm sorry, training sucks. This dude's training by himself. If he's not training with Darth Vader, he's training by himself at the rivers, at the waters of Lake Minnetonka. Like that's where he's at. That's where he's at. And he's taking out these Jedi Knights that are just in class. You know?
They're training because, like, one. I like because I've been seeing like a lot of people break down some of the fighting that we've seen throughout like all of Star Wars, like at least live action, where there got to a point like where we saw in the prequel series where everything's fast paced. We're seeing like the Obi-Wan spin, like it was just high times, and then they switched how they made the sabers when they did the sequel trilogy. And they were heavier. It was harder to kind of do and all this other stuff. So when they did this, they went back to like a lighter kind of thing. And I was like, oh, it makes so much of a difference. And also they choreographed them so well so he can be like the literally polar opposite of what they were. Like, I'm going to fight using my hands and my saber and like use the environment. I'm going to be erratic, but also precise in my like, you know, movements.
He fought like chaos. Yeah, he was like
so good to watch him fight. Like I would just watch the entire season if it was just his fights.
Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense too, right? Because they're at the height of the power. They've got so many Jedi. You know, you've got so many different styles and ways people going. You're gonna have people who are very much on the. You got that spectrum of where you are in the light side of the Force.
But there was also to it that there wasn't a very great quality of Jedi that they had. It was like some of these guys was just like buffoons behind it.
I mean,
Jedi mooks.
I mean, but you think about it too, though, right? Like it's like if you're populated with all these Jedi at this point. Like you have so many, that means not all of your people are gonna be that good. Like they're all just learning in school, and if you don't have any real practical experience and you're just going in,
you're gonna have some red shirts.
You know,
what is it that Jackie said? Something like he's undisciplined or his fighting style is sloppy. Yeah, something like it's
rage.
So like you can tell that he was trained. So like when you see the recognition from what's her face? Master
Gamora. Master Gamora.
The one with the whip lightsaber?
Yes.
Yeah, and let's talk about that whip lightsaber too.
And the scar, and you're just like, listen. There's so many things that, Mark, when you see it, at that last episode, I was like, this bitch. This fucking bitch.
She's strong.
I was so done. I was
Jedi S&M, yo.
But there were so many things that happened.
She got those markings.
Like there were so many things that happen where you're seeing like his training. Like you can tell like he's got like training and he knows stuff about the Force, because when he talks to Osha, he's talking like someone who knows the Jedi way. Like he's talking like from a place of familiarity. But you know that he's also spent a lot of time alone and ultimately like breaking out of those like thoughts and those habits that the Jedi like instill in you.
Well, I feel like in season 2, his connection is more with her.
Defenestration or Venestra?
Venestra is the name of the character. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like this. It's those two have a link. They made that obvious when they see.
I think that was his master.
That was his master.
Yeah.
Yes.
My theory is that he bounced when he got to knight status.
She was like, But she was like, I thought you were dead. And even what's crazy is that Yerd recognized his face too before he got the whole snap.
And he said any Jedi or anybody who's seen my face like doesn't live for it. Like well,
that's rule of two stuff though. Like even they're always like that. Like the minute if you see them, they're gonna kill you.
Yeah.
because that's how it all worked. There's always two of them, right? Like, and so the whole idea, the whole plot, the whole thing worked because the Jedi never thought they were around, and anyone who sees them is killed, and that's it. Like they just disappear, and then they never have any leads.
But then again, the only thing I can think of that why Yard was surprised to see him because Yard saw him as the shopkeeper.
Yeah, that's why that's what I.
Yeah, it's probably that. Yeah.
As soon as I saw him on the Jungle Planet, like the minute I saw him like there, and I was like, something about his demeanor shift, like something he's talking with like a sense of like assuredness, and I was like, he's the guy. Like I knew it.
He was pulling classic Jason. That was Jason. What a good place.
I wish I knew what you guys were talking about. I want to know.
Watch it. It's a good show.
Just watch clips of it.
So I've heard
his scenes. He steals the show. You know, it's like what if Pinky from Pinky and the Brain was a person?
From Jacksonville, Florida.
That's actually the best way anyone has sold me on a character or a show. Like. All right,
but overall, Good Place is a really good show.
Yeah, it is.
It is a really good show. Yeah,
really good show.
That first season really threw a nice little curve.
Yeah, the reveal at the end of it's a good reveal.
Yeah, it gets.
Well, I know the end of the first season reveal, but my coworker said I don't know the finale reveal, so
there's a lot of little reveals along the same line. Like they kind of try to do that. Like, wait, you thought it was this, but it's really this. But it kind of makes sense in the grand scheme of things.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I don't want to take that away from you. Like when you get to the really big reveals, it's like, oh shit, this is deep. This is deep.
Yeah, and they're really good at callbacks. Like a callback from the first episode becomes a major plot point. It's great. It's like it's really good. It's really good. Really good.
Yeah, I was surprised at how good it was for a network show.
Mark Spears is really good too.
Now, thanks.
You know who we haven't talked about, or at least two people we haven't talked about? We haven't talked about Osha or May. Thoughts? I liked them both. I liked what they were doing, and I do feel like towards the end it made more sense why we were feeling like, you know, like I guess we got the sense early on that Soul and like the Jedi were in the wrong, but why May was so like, no, like they're fucked up, they're this, and she was trying so hard to get Osha to like once she knew Osha was alive, the game changed. She was like, oh nah, fuck that. Like I'm trying to get her back.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with my usual derailing the conversation thought, but like when my wife and I were watching that thing, every time they say the word Osha, she's
you
like,
think of
Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Yeah. And I'm just like, seriously, like we were just like, oh yeah, her dossier's in the break room or some shit like that. It's just like, but when they said her full name, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Could you have picked a different name just because you know people are watching this shit and just cracking jokes?
I kept thinking of that. I will say that I felt that the way they I liked Osha and Mai when we saw them, but I felt like the way the show was written, they were being used more as a plot device into what's happening in the future. Whereas I think the other characters around them were more fleshed out. Obviously, May now lost her memory, right? But
lost her memory.
But I think the way that I just felt like Soul and Jason and all, I felt like all of them were more interesting than Osha and May. And now, you know, and I know if you know what Darth Plagueis is, and you know what he's about, and you know he's essentially Anakin's stepfather, right? Like you know what their whole thing is, and like you really need to, like in the second season, you need to really flesh these two characters out so like they become their own character, which I hope they do.
I would have preferred like and Mark, this is something Mark always talks about, is like the bad thing about prequels is once you know what's going to happen. And when I first heard that they were going to do something in the High Republic era and they said, okay, it's 100 years ago, I'm like, okay, cool, we're separated from Skywalkers, but now it's like, okay, like you said, you would still shoehorning it. I would have preferred if they would have just not made it like the Force dyad or, you know, Anakin's grandparent type of shit. If they were just twins in the Force and just don't make it this magical midichlorian baby child thingy. If you would have just did literally twin Jedi and just kept it at that, kept it in the so it has that rhyme of stepfather, baby dad, exactly.
Baby dad, yeah,
Yeah, it would have had the same rhyming that Star Wars has, but it would have been completely separated from what we know. We wouldn't be anticipating, oh, is this Plagueis? Is this Anakin? Is this person? It's like, make it, do the High Republic, don't touch the Skywalkers, don't touch Plagueis, make it a unique thing that stands alone, and just that way you're not anticipating anything, you're just enjoying the story. And like you said, that's why I felt like May and Osha were like shoehorned, and they were kind of forgettable. Like, I was more interested in the witches. If you would have given me a show about them, I'd have been down, you know?
Yeah. And now we're gonna go into season 2, and I'm gonna be guilty of it, but I'm gonna be like, I want all the Plagueis shit. That's what I want now. That's what I want. You've now given me something that like I've been craving because I love that book, and now we've put it in here. I'm like, well, now I want to see what his new canonization is going to be, right?
Yeah.
Is are we going to go into like him running the bank, because that's what he does.
Like, because like the Plagueis book it's still technically Legends, right?
Yeah, it's Legends.
Because it came out right at the end. Because I remember I was reading Tarkin and Plagueis around that same time. But Tarkin, I think, was canon, Disney canon, but Plagueis isn't. Plagueis
was before, because I remember I read Plagueis before all the stuff happened.
Yeah,
the only mention we have of Plagueis, I think, in the movies was when
is just
that line, him saying, "Have you ever heard the tale of?"
Yeah, that's it. That's the only thing. But like Plagueis is around in Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
he's in the background.
He's the banking clan. He's in the banking clan.
He's in the banking clan. He's literally like financing the Senate. And
Sith banker.
Yeah, it's like he's a bigwig because he has so much money with the Muns. He's like, the Muns do all the banking in the galaxy, right? And so like he's there, he's around. So now I think they're gonna change. They may change up his story or whatever they're gonna do. But when you bring in Darth Plagueis, when you bring in Sidious's teacher, I'm gonna want to know about him now. Yeah, and you take away from Jason, right? Because like now it's like, okay, well, is Jason his apprentice, or are Plagueis and Jason apprentices to the same master? Because technically Plagueis' master is still around at this point. I think it's like 10. I was looking it up. He hasn't killed him yet.
I forgot the name. Yeah.
So like, where are we in that part? And then what are we doing with Osha? What are we doing with May?
Because the rule of two has been established like thousands of years before this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but the rule of two means there can only be 2 Sith, but you can have a bunch of fucking acolytes. You can have a bunch of people who are like,
one master, one apprentice. That's it. No more than 2. And your apprentice always kills the master when they're strong enough. And if they fail, master gets a new apprentice.
But again, this gives you the opportunity to really break all that tradition, right? Like that's and like Alex said, this is always my problem. Like, go forward, stop going backward. If you're going to go backward, go way back, right?
Way back, or tell us something that doesn't tie in. Doesn't tie in.
Yeah,
and I think are going to die, right? I mean, that's okay. If there's actual danger, I'm in. You know, that's great. But
or they don't have to die. They could exist. They could exist during the movies, but we just don't fucking see them. It's a big galaxy.
I mean, it's like galaxy. This. They've already played with Star Wars lore. Like, for example, Darth Maul. Like they assumed he was dead, but he actually ran the underworld. So he didn't die. Even though he was the apprentice at one point. But it's like you can continue with these characters, introduce them on a deeper end, and then if you have the Acolyte running side by side with Ahsoka, you're establishing more deeper Star Wars lore now for live action. Whereas, like, I don't feel like May and Osha are twins. I feel like they're derivative of one being that was separated.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are.
Yeah, have that feel. Yeah,
and I feel that Darth Jason, I'm gonna keep calling him that. I feel like he's the closest version that we're possibly getting to see of a Starkiller version. Because just how he really handled those Jedi. And it's like, I want to see more of those characters, definitely. And it gets me interested to see how you're going to approach season 2 now. Because now with most of the main cast dead, and with these reveals, it's like, where do you go from here? Because it's like, you have a great cast, and then for me, they really pulled the Game of Thrones stop on this, where it's like, we're just gonna kill him. You're gonna see this great cast, but we're gonna kill him, which I respect them for that. And then the reasons as it gets revealed, I really feel like it's a great setup for like, where do you go now with season 2? Like it just leaves like it opening the door for just whatever avenue.
It makes sense because like you needed to. I think they did something. They did something in this that I never see in Star Wars, which is show the threat, right?
Yeah.
Like you see the original you see the original trilogy, and Darth Vader, the way they filmed Darth Vader, he's this menacing threat, but like you don't know how strong with his lightsaber is or any of that until you see him in fucking Rogue One, because that's the fucking Darth Vader I've been wanting to see my entire life. You know, and like the same thing with Anakin, like you know that Anakin's this powerful Jedi, but like you don't, you know, but the fight with him and Dooku when he kills Dooku, it's very lackluster. You don't really see it. And you know, where now they're like, okay, we've got this Sith here. We need to show you how strong he is and how much of a threat he is. So we're gonna present it to you in a really well done fight. And I think Star Wars kind of goes in this direction of showing you how good these characters are. Even in season 2 of The Mandalorian, when we got Boba Fett back, and Boba Fett showed up, and he showed the fuck up. Like I was like, oh, I can't wait to see Boba Fett.
And then he sat down all season.
He had the rock on his knees. I was like, yo, I didn't know Boba Fett can do all this. So like when they show how much of a threat a character is, and they follow through, I think they did a really good job here. I hope in season 2 we move on, and I think it should show how strong of a acolyte Osha can be, because if that's who she's learning from, we'll then see where it goes.
I think it's go ahead, Mark.
I was going to say, not for nothing, since you mentioned Boba Fett, one of my biggest problems there again is let's keep bringing these characters back, right? Like, I don't know. Like to me, that was kind of one of the reasons why Boba Fett, the series, was kind of an issue anyway. You know what I mean? Like, how the hell do you actually get out of that Sarlacc pit? That's crap to me.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool to have him in The Mandalorian and whatnot, but the whole, you know, and so not for nothing, but to continue that thought forward, are you going to see that with season 2 of The Acolyte? Who's coming back?
Yoda.
Well, yeah. Spoiler alert.
Yoda.
800 years old, you live, or whatever. He
lives for a long time. Like I said,
he's 500. He's young.
He's been to Tatooine and back.
He's a spring chicken.
500 years young.
He's like
she
what
addressed
happens
him
at
as
Tatooine
master,
stays
so
on
he's already a
Tatooine.
master at that time.
He could be a
I've
master,
been master for a minute,
but he's not the master.
Yeah.
It's just interesting.
You asked, they never clarified where the rhyme that me and Osha came from or who started it, right?
I think they hinted it was the spell. I think they hinted it was the spell that they used to create them.
Okay.
I think that's the hints, yeah.
So what I'm looking forward is this, like, and just to harp in what Mark said, I Book of Boba and the Obi-Wan show, I don't think we needed those.
What?
And the Book of
I
Boba
needed Obi-Wan. I needed Obi-Wan.
I will
listen.
That's fan service.
That's fan service. I'll watch
No,
you.
it's
fan service. But
it's fan service.
Also,
but there are certain
but
things in that show I
Andor.
wouldn't.
But Andor.
Can I tell you why I think we needed Obi-Wan? Because the line where he says, "You didn't kill Anakin, I killed Anakin," was such like we needed that. Yeah, we needed to know that Obi-Wan did everything he could to get the closure that he needed.
So I'm gonna say we didn't need the Princess Leia connection. We didn't.
I like the Princess Leia connection.
I wasn't mad at it.
I liked it because in the original movie, she's like, "You're the only person I can trust," and we never know why.
Yeah,
and I think it's a solid.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
And I think it's like a solid. He gives her like legit help. It isn't like some BS help or like, oh, my dad always said I can rely on you. No, like you helped me when I was a little girl, and then that's it. I never saw you again. So I'm gonna do this Hail Mary.
Yeah. And that to me is the only reason why it ever made sense that Kylo Ren's real name was Ben. Because as I'm watching the sequels, I'm like, why the fuck is his name Ben? Leia had no connection to Obi-Wan except for that throwaway line. I'm like, okay, good, yeah, fine. This kind of retcons that, cool. But yeah, like we kind of needed it for that and to show that like maybe there's more adventures. Maybe like as a teenager, he got her out of like space jail or something. I don't know.
Speaking of Kylo
So,
Ren,
I left my space Corvette. Come get me, Uncle Obi-Wan.
You're my
Uncle
only
Obi-Wan,
hope.
I'm in jail.
It's not fair. Daddy won't let me out.
Alex, good thing you brought up Kylo, because I sent the link just now because I had it in the back of my head to mention it. Someone said that the stranger, or Jason, as you guys been calling him, is actually not only just a Sith, but one of the original Knights of Ren. I know nothing about the history of this, so I'm going to defer to you nerds who know more than me about this lore. Do you think that's a possibility?
I heard that there was a reference that he might be a Knight of Ren or something, like the precursor for that, but I don't know enough about the Knights of Ren to be not.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I never read the Kylo Ren books to know what the Knights of Ren were, because we knew who the Knights of Ren were when Kylo Ren showed up, and then
they got
But none of them use lightsabers either, right?
No, they just use fucking regular ass weapons.
Yeah, they use melee weapons.
they brought them back in the third one because J.J. Abrams was like, I gotta do something. So here are the Knights of Ren.
When you call him the stranger, does that mean he wields his lightsaber with his left hand?
Yeah.
Well, he did. He did do that.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Mark, did we tell you we missed you?
Oh, yeah. But our aim is getting better.
I can make it worse. I can make it worse.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah, try and sit in a booth with him for a weekend. Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, we sat from
although to be fair, I guess in Mark's defense, sometimes I can make shit fucking weird too.
I mean,
that's why we love having you both in the show.
I mean, I worked at one convention where I was Alex number 2, so I already know the shenanigans.
Oh, yeah.
You've suffered through it.
Boy, Hawaii was nice.
So we have this show. Do we have anything else on the docket as far as like Star Wars shows or things coming out that we know of?
We may get some stuff announced at San Diego. Who knows? Because there's a lot of stuff. Because San Diego Comic-Con's coming up. Marvel has a huge docket of stuff that they said they're going to release. So most likely you'll probably see some.
Finally, some Hall H shit, man. It's been a long time.
Maybe this will be good this time.
Maybe because they've realized that we can't just keep releasing crap after crap after crap.
Yeah,
I
mean, we're probably gonna. There's more than likely we're gonna get a season 2 of the Acolyte. Despite the bad reviews, I don't see them like.
I don't.
I think we're gonna get a season 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get season 2. It's like this. It's the pandering to the toxic fan base that pretty much blew up the review bombing, because a lot of the stuff I saw people complain. I sat down, watched the show. I'm like, why are you complaining? It's a good Star Wars show. It's everything that you've been asking for. A lot of stuff that they're complaining.
They said it was like because you have Osha and May being created by the Force, it depowers or like demystifies Anakin's origin or something like that.
Doesn't you read the book, Darth Plagueis, and the mystery is revealed to you. Darth Plagueis was literally stuttering the Force to live.
I'm just a messenger.
To live. No, I know.
Well, I know. It's just
like the
stuff.
same. But the same people who make this stupid comment are the same people reading the fucking book. Like,
I gotta say though, I don't think Disney, or at least like the Star Wars branch of Disney, really gives a shit about like the toxic fan base. Yeah. I think they're they're not going to be like, they're not like the Snyder cut of people. Right. They're like, who cares? We're gonna release.
They'll get rid of Willow, but they won't get rid of the Star Wars show.
Yeah, exactly.
I just popped something in the private chat that'll give you a look at what's supposed to be coming up in the next several years.
Oh yeah, there was.
Are we getting Dave Filoni's Avengers movie? Because I'm waiting for that.
The Mandoverse Republic movie in development. Taika Waititi's. I don't know why Taika has a movie. Ryan Johnson's Star Wars trilogy.
They canceled Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie.
because he's busy with Marvel right now, man.
Yeah,
he gotta pick them numbers back up with Marvel. That's what the law said.
Mandalorian,
Andor season 2. I'm
Grogu.
down. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that
Yeah.
Andor was supposed to get season 2. I mean, put it this way: it's great to be a fan because at the end of the day, these toxic fans don't understand. There was a time period where we were lucky to get these movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was a whole period that this was like you either had to choose between a gangster flick or the next action hero flick, which was like, didn't mind the action hero flick or the gangster flick. You weren't getting superhero stuff. And if you were, it was straight released to the B movie DVD because we remember that Frank Castle movie with Dolph Lundgren as the Punisher. We remember that Captain America movie that was so bad that it's like the Red Skull in the beginning was just a weird mask, and they didn't even have him with the Red Skull throughout the whole movie.
And he was Italian. They made him Italian, right?
They made him Italian. Yeah. He was
And
Italian.
let's also not forget, like, Baywatch, Agents of Shield.
Yeah. And then there's also to the David Hasselhoff.
That's what I meant.
It just went off. I just got it. We had a Generation X that was supposed to be a TV show. It didn't get greenlit.
God, yeah.
It was such an abysmal movie. Like I could go right back, like Bob Wire, like
you shut your mouth about barbed wire.
It did nothing for people.
That was horrible.
Oh,
actually, and Boba Fett was in it.
Yes, he was.
There was no need.
We had the Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sylvester Stallone's Judge Dredd.
I am the law.
Classic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think the best thing to come out of that movie was the Anthrax song.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I don't get it. Like the fan base does not get where these movies were at years before, and then they wouldn't get funded. Like we had the Fantastic Four movie that never saw the release of day. They just made it so that the studio can keep it. And the only way to watch this movie is if you find a pirated copy somewhere out there.
Yeah, I got one. If you ever want to, we should do a screening one day. I gotta find the CD.
Would do it. I still have not seen it. I've only seen the opening of it. I'm like, wow, this was definitely of an era.
I will say the best part of that movie is like one of the legit best characterizations of Doctor Doom, where like one of the villain takes this woman hostage, and he's like in front of Doom, and Doom, first of all, he does the click 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 with his fingers, but he's like, "Don't move or I'll kill her," and he's like, "So." I was cracking up.
God, that's amazing.
That was so good.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, it's like I think we like it's great to see the stuff being made, but then it's like people, it's just like, what do you want? Like, you don't want the Luke Skywalker stuff anymore, but you want to see new stuff. Now you're getting new stuff, but then you're complaining. It's like, what is it that you want? You complain about
they also had
I feel like you're attacking.
They also had a really good cast. Like,
yeah, it was a really solid cast.
I love the witches. Soul was amazing through and through. Amandla, who played Osha, loved her to death, but VIP, like the man of the hour, MVP, sorry, is gotta be the Stranger. It's gotta be your boy Jason. Like he crushed this.
Manny,
yeah, he did.
Crushed this.
It took me a second because it was Kat from 4-Letter Nerd. That pointed out that it was Jason, because in the beginning I didn't recognize him, but I was like, I've seen this actor before. But
I just saw a bunch of memes, or like I just saw a bunch of clips on like TikTok of people going, "Oh, that's so and so," and I was just like,
"No, it really." He did such a great job in portraying this character, because when you see, like, we kid you not, Law, when you see The Good Place, and you see how he plays as Jason, this character from Jacksonville, it's like it's such a flip. As like, wow, it talks a lot about his acting skills.
Hey, Sebastian, by the way, you were talking about how we're kind of lucky right now, and I 100% agree with you with, Star Wars and comics and all sorts of stuff that's out there. But just remember, people are fickle. And like, you get too much of something, and after a while, people are like, all right, I'm done. I want to move on to something else. I want to see crime boss movies again, or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These things kind of.
Oh, that's DC. That's DC's fault. That's
But-
DC
no, but it-
turning out there.
that's just like people. You know what I mean? Like after a while, you know, like look, I love steak, but how many days in a row can you have? You know what I mean?
Shut your mouth.
Yeah. I mean, you
Have
gotta have
steak,
bacon, man. You
I
need
think
to
it's-
have bacon. You gotta have bacon and whiskey and pizza and.
Yeah, pizza's the one thing I could eat anytime. Yes.
Yes.
But you get what I'm saying. Like, you know, some people
Oh, no,
can
yeah.
eat chicken fingers every single day of their life, and they're cool with it. But like, you know,
Oh yeah, no, so I get, because with what's happening at Disney right now, I think we're in this whole revamp of what their Renaissance was. Because if you notice, Marvel stuff has been pushed back. I credit it to this. I go when Iger left,
Mhm.
you had Chapek that took over, and this is just for the Disney side of stuff. I'm not even going to jump on the DC side of stuff because that's all convoluted. Zack Snyder on that. I'm not going to download that go down that rabbit hole because you know, we don't got time for that. But no, when Iger left, Chapek took over, and I go that first year at Disney when Disney Plus launched. This was stuff I feel that was still under the Iger plan.
Mhm.
Everything that came out after that, they were like Chapek was trying to buff up the app. And so there was this whole thing, because if you notice, like She-Hulk, I told people to this day, I get blue in the face. I think the last episode was horrible. That should have been looked more. The CGI departments were being overworked when it came down to stuff, because it's like they were just pushing out concept. And then when Iger came back, you've noticed now stuff has been, he's like, yeah, we're going to cut down this, and that, and start focusing on more quality storytelling.
Yeah.
So I do credit Iger with that. Where Chapek, I feel we're just going to throw it out there because it has the Disney name.
Yeah. Well, it's tough too, because you think about like a network, man, you need content on there, you know? And look, I have Disney, it's great, but you know, I go there like 4th, 5th. You know what I mean? Like I'll hit Netflix first because I know there's going to be something on there that I didn't know had 7 seasons and suddenly came out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Well, we're also in this great renaissance of a great convergence now, because since the networks have all gone to streaming, you're seeing stuff merge. And what's funny is that Hulu and Disney are one now in one app. So it's like, and then what was it? We that's where we got Prey, where you can watch Prey now on Disney Plus. And now it's like you're gonna get Alien Romulus, which I'm very excited about.
Hey man, as an ex-cable guy, you and I both seen this whole thing. We saw it all split apart, and it all come right on back together again. And we're at the split apart stage.
It's a circle.
Coming back together.
Circle of shit.
Yes, it's a flat circle. Time is a flat circle. You're absolutely correct.
Oh, I want to get your thoughts on this, Mark. How do you feel that Monday Night Raw is now going to be live on Netflix starting in 2025?
Dude, so I have to admit, I'm in and out. I watch stuff from time to time, but that's interesting, you know? That tells you a lot about where these things are going, you know?
Yeah, I as much I hate to say it, I do credit WWE for the launch of the streaming renaissance, not Netflix. Because Netflix did what they did, but when it came down to it, networks started dipping in, because I remember when WWE was shopping for their network to different cable companies, and none of the cable companies would buy it. And then I was just like, fuck it, we're just going to make it a streaming service.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, a lot of people thought it was going to die.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember I was there through some of that stuff, man. And it was interesting, you know?
But we it's going to be a very interesting year, because where the DC content's going to be aligned with what James Gunn's going to do. I mean, the new pictures we're seeing for Superman, Mr. Terrific, and all that. A lot of people are comparing to a lot of the CW stuff too.
But the CW had some good points to it.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
It was like, I mean, I liked having a smiling Superman.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people are comparing it. They're comparing
I'm still angry that Constantine didn't go on.
Yeah, Constantine getting canceled sucked, because that was one of the better
But he
shows.
did return. They did bring the same actor back on Legends.
They did bring him back.
They did. They
If he
couldn't bring
shows
back
up
the
in
show.
if he shows up in the Gunverse, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Weren't they
Keanu
doing?
Reeves is
Isn't Keanu
Reeves is
Reeves doing
still-
the sequel for the one he
Yeah,
did?
he's still pushing for that.
Yeah, but like you have a multiverse. You can have two different characters, two actors play the same character. Who gives a shit?
No, that's fine. I just remember seeing that he was trying to do that Keanu was trying to do his.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the actor who played
I'm so
Constantine
down
on the
for
TV, actor who played Constantine
Matt
on
Ryan?
the TV show,
Oh my
Matt
God, he's so
Ryan,
good.
he loves his fans.
He did
He
such a
loves his
fantastic
fans.
job, man. Like they cut that. They were like, "We're gonna give you one season." And I was like, "You fucking bastards!"
Yeah.
Such a good goddamn show.
But he was such a great add-on to Legends. It
Well,
was
he
great. to
he
get
did
him to
show
play
up in the Justice League Dark animated stuff too. So he's shown up in a couple of different other things too. So yeah.
But he's
Yeah,
such
again,
he's such a dope character, like to build on. Like that would have been perfect to do.
Yeah.
Well, they were trying to continue his storyline in Legends, and unfortunately, Legends got canceled.
As everything did, because
it sucked because we were finally going to get Booster Gold, and they picked Marcus Faison to play Booster Gold.
Who?
Mark
Faison from Scrubs.
For Booster Gold?
Yeah, he was going to play Booster Gold on Legends.
I love that they're both at the computer looking it up right now.
I don't know. Then again, I don't keep up with the.
Don't you mean Donald Faison?
Yeah, I fucked up the name.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah, I was like
Donald Faison.
I just knew the last name. I could forget the first name.
Yeah, that's who I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, because
I fucked up.
There you go. There comes in Hugo.
There you go.
Hey, Hugo, thank you for this.
You can put that on the list. I fucked it up. There's gonna be one name fuck up tonight, so that's.
I mean, you did fuck up the early stuff, so we're proud of you.
Well, from what I heard, like now they're talking about Kumail Nanjiani being tapped. I'm surprised this didn't like blow up the internet with like the certain fans of a certain persuasion who like to get raged.
But it's like it told you like Legends has such a fun fan base, like they were all on board for anything they did with Legends because it was
a silly show and I loved it. Yeah,
it was a fun superhero show. That's what it was. I mean, when you had that when they formed to make the giant Bebo. That's where you know where you're going. They set it all up. I was like, oh shit. I did not know. And when they did Damien Dark, that his best fight scene, Damien Dark, because everybody was going, whose ringtone is this? It was Return of the Mac. Then they find out that the phone belonged to Damien Dark, who was the badass from Arrow. And they go, wait, that's his theme song on his phone, his ringtone, Return of the Mac. And he is just beating the shit out of people while that's playing in the background. I was like, amazing scene. You had me. And they picked the best actor to play Damien Dark, and just for him to do that.
That is a fucking like big dick move. Like I'm gonna play Return of the Mac while I put hands on you. Let's go.
No, bro, it's one of the best. Like, oh god, Damien Dark was just
that show. That was one of the few CW shows I was like, I'll skip the Flash this week. I need to see what they do on Legends because it was like, what the fuck? Every episode, even when it was bad, I thought it was good.
Neil McDonough, that's who played Damien Dark.
Yeah,
he also played everything. He's been
so Dum Dugan.
Dugan. But this was my favorite role when he played Damien Dark because he was a scary villain in Arrow, but he became this fleshed out character, and you didn't expect them to flesh him out the way that they did in Legends, where he wasn't this villain anymore. He was this father who was concerned for his daughter. And that's why I'm like, a lot of fans missed out on a lot of great stuff on the CW because they had a lot of great DC moments. Everything after Crisis you could ignore, but when it went up to Crisis, it was fucking gold.
Yeah, I think I tapped out of the Crisis.
That's the best part about like a good villain, isn't it? Like when you have a legit reason, when you're not just like, "Ooh, I'm brooding in the dark." Like, whatever. You know, the best villains are folks that you're like, "Yeah, I think I could see myself doing that." You know?
Yeah, it was like Malcolm Merlin was another one. He was another great villain. but it's just that transition of the character, and even the way that Arrow went out. Like you felt that you got a whole beginning and end with his story, and that's why I was like, the CW is what Snyder's DCverse wanted to be and could not achieve. And it's
We
like,
needed to turn the lights on.
oh yeah. And then when they did Crisis was a nice send off for a lot of DC properties. But
Yeah.
I know I could go down this deep rabbit hole.
Yeah. I feel like I lost it with Arrow when everybody suddenly got a bow. And I'm just like, all right, I'm done. It's
You
over.
get a bow. You get a bow.
Yeah,
You get a bow.
we have our Oprah moment again. You have a bow. You have a
We
bow.
did reference something like that too in Damn Heroes. It's like, oh, everyone knows your fucking secret.
It was when he became Spectre, which I did not expect them to do. That
Say
was
that
yeah.
again. Say that again.
when he became Spectre. Spectre.
Spectre.
Just Spectre. You can just say
Spectre?
the Spectre.
I know. I'm saying I'm trying to
Yeah.
pronounce the R.
There's no Spectre.
Spectre.
Yeah.
That word becomes not instantly cool when you say Spectre.
Yeah.
When you go to the court in Manhattan, is it Century Street?
Ass.
Uh,
Listen. I'm a couple of bourbons in and some wine, so I'm good.
Law, have you finished The Boys yet?
I am on the last like 3 episodes, I think.
Okay.
I have not
Yeah.
started The Boys.
I have not started either. I think
Mark,
some of
have
it's
you
got
started The
spoiled
Boys?
though.
Jesus Christ, man. Seabass will fucking watch it, man.
Listen, we got The Boys. House of the Dragon this week was whew, so good.
House of the Dragon was very good.
There's
I
just
haven't
so
seen that
much.
either.
There's just so much has been out.
I haven't gotten to season 2 yet.
There's so much
I
shit.
watched Ghostbusters this weekend. Love that movie. It was such a
I
fun
need to watch
time.
that.
Frozen Empire, the new one.
Mm,
Yeah, that was solid.
It, like
That was fun, yeah.
it was another one that like everyone gave like a shit review for, and I was just like, but why? It's literally nostalgia and cool shit. That's all you
that
want
was
from
that
a
was a fun
Ghostbuster
movie.
movie.
I wasn't expecting it to be as decent as it was.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's how I felt about the first remake with Paul Rudd. I was like, this is really good.
Well, the first one made me cry on an airplane, and I was
yeah.
very sad. I did not expect to get that emotional.
Yeah.
It's
And
a little
the
Beverly-
Ghostbusters movie.
I'm not a huge Ghostbusters fan, but I cried on a plane, and I was like, "What is happening?"
Yeah.
So Beverly Hills Cop
yes,
number 4.
Cool Wolverine
Yes,
this weekend.
that is
Yes.
this weekend.
Yes.
I already got the tickets. We are
My
good
cousins
to go.
haven't coordinated
Yep.
themselves enough that I don't think we're gonna see it before we get on this cruise. So we'll see if I see it before or after.
Seabass, let me know when you're seeing, because I know we got to schedule for you guys to hang out with the kids.
Yeah, we're going Friday at 7.
All right, cool.
Nice.
And then what
Yeah,
was it?
my
I'm
wife
trying
is
to make
working
sure I
this
get-
weekend, so
I'm trying to make sure if I can get my bucket.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the bucket. Yeah.
I want my Wolverine
The
bucket
things you'll do to that bucket.
Yeah.
with extra butter, no popcorn.
Well, before we start wrapping up, Alex, Mark, it's been a while. You guys are always fucking working. You guys are always working on something. Aside from this Kickstarter, are you guys planning any shows? Any like what's on the docket for
Yeah. So
summer 2024?
I can give you 2 things. One, our next 4 shows, we got WickedCon and we got Terrificon next month, right?
Nice.
You'll find us back in small press for NYCC.
Nice.
So that's
back to our roots.
Exactly. So we'll be back there, and then we've got Rhode Island at the end of the year, and I think that'll help us kind of close strong. So those are.
And those are solid shows.
show.
Those are solid shows. Terrificon is a fun show. NYCC is always going to be a blast. So yeah. Good shit.
Actually, Terrificon, my wife will be actually going there too for Terrificon because all the Star Trek people are there. So
nice. Very cool.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. That's our show schedule for the rest of the year. We are also working on We Suck V2. So we're most of the way done with it. We're putting some videos together. We're putting together the Kickstarter for that. So our hope is if Alex and I have any hair left on our head before this year ends, it'll be a miracle. But you know, if
Yeah.
that's when I developed my drinking problem. But you know, I feel like
I got a drinking problem.
yeah, there's that airplane, you know, bit, right? I picked the wrong day to quit sniffing glue. But
Actually, I can't wait till people see some of the videos we're filming for the V2
Oh,
Kickstarter
God.
video.
Mm.
Yeah, I showed the Sebastian like yeah. People forget I'm spry for a fat fuck.
I gotta say, you're very athletic, Alex. I did not expect you to do that role.
Now I'm so curious.
yeah, but
Yes.
this is playing for the rest of the weekend. Oh, my back, my ass, my heel.
Hey, yeah. I'm getting old, man. The best part was like because we filmed a bunch of silly shit right before at a convention before it opened up, and then just people are like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" Whoa!
It's like I just want to play that sound. Do a barrel roll.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jack
yeah.
Black is my spirit animal.
Not a bad one to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we just gotta
man.
get you a Koopa outfit, and that's it. We got the song.
Dude, say less. I'm down.
All right.
Man. So
This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, we can do this again.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yep.
fucking missed you guys.
Yeah.
I fucking missed you guys.
We got to do it live at Mark's house in his backyard, brewing beer.
Listen, anytime you want to come help brew some beer, you know where I'm at. I got actually. Now that you mention it, I will have. I'll have a pale ale. I will have a 9.2 alcohol by volume saison with me, and I will also have a fruited pale ale. It'll be a pineapple passion fruit.
Is this for NYCC?
It's while supplies last, and I'm just going to keep making beer, and we'll see what show gets what.
Mark, I
feel like Mark just dirty talking me that, and I'm supposed to pay him money for that. Like,
I gotta send you
Yo,
something. You gotta put someone aside.
I might
for
have
me.
to just like abscond with a
I'm
crate
gonna
of
have
that
to-
shit.
You're gonna have to put someone aside for me. I'm gonna make that drive. up
sir.
Hey man, you're welcome to come up anytime, you know. And I'll make sure, you know, we should maybe consider doing something around one of these next brew sessions, you know, just come on up.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Yeah.
you know.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, that'd be
We
fun.
usually grill
Yeah.
you know, and just it's like 6-8 hours to do this right. So, you know, you might be a little sideways. You might have to find your way Uber home, but
We'll make it work.
yeah.
Yeah.
But here at my house, I only have to stumble in and fall asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
Oh, that fucking reeks. But no, it's been a pleasure having you guys on. It's always awesome. So, guys, check out Wayward Raven. Check out the new Kickstarter. So, if you guys are tuning in now, make sure you go back to the beginning of the video. Look at the new Kickstarter that was launched, Napoleon Starship, which again features one of their awesome creators that they're working with. And just make sure you
Who's
guys
a
are first following
actual
Wayward.
superhero, guys. Like,
Yes, fucking
actually a superhero. I'm convinced.
She needs a theme song, please. She needs a theme song,
Make it happen. That should be a Kickstarter goal.
dude. Get Lou.
that make it one of the stretch goals.
Oh my god. Actually,
But
when she was talking about the smelling thing, I'm like, I kind of want to do scratch and sniff stickers now.
I do too.
Yeah. I was googling that. Hey, Bear.
You had a shark behind you, Tone.
I looked away for the second that he showed up on screen behind.
Oh no,
there.
it was awesome. So at the convention, Bear actually got to be a vendor at the convention too, and got to hang out with us, all of us.
Yeah. Yep. It was a
Bear
good
got to
time.
meet Bob Camp,
Hey,
and he got to go chill with the cosplay Ghostbusters and the lightsaber go.
very dope.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was good stuff.
But
Good.
it was a great-
stuff.
it was-
Lots of fun.
It was a great con. I will be on the 4-Letter Nerd tomorrow talking to Michael Burgee and crew. Definitely Burgee was part Altered Reality, who put up that show, who did a great job at Contropolis.
Good
Which
dude.
I see that show growing more in New Jersey, and it was just a great venue. They had a lot of it. It was really late. It was really laid out nice, where you can get to see all the vendors, artists. cosplayers and celebrities all in one. Seeing some of the videos from that weekend look very cool. Especially when they had Nolan North, who voiced Deadpool, and they had a Deadpool cosplayer holding up the radio, and then he's like this. I mean, his cosplayer. So I thought that was awesome. But yeah, I mean, it's they do Rhode Island Comic Con, which I know they've been fantastic up there. So I just see them building out this Jersey show.
I think they have ties to Wicked, and there's like they do a number of really good shows. They're good.
Yeah, they're a bunch of good dudes. Yeah.
And if you ever guys see Mark and Alex at a show, just stop by their booth. Have fun with them. Buy their shit.
Say hi.
Buy their shit. Say hi. Buy their shit, and talk to Mark about beer.
Yeah.
Buy my book. Buy my book.
And if you guys are wondering, yes, Concrete Combat issue 1 and 2 is out on my Patreon. So subscribe to my Patreon. If you want to get a physical copy, you could also get a physical copy of issue 1 in We Suck at Comics Volume 1, which is also available at waywardraven.com. And again, issue 3 is still in the works. It's being colored.
Look at a plug master right now, just chipping away.
Indeed.
Why don't you tell them about your OnlyFans too?
Oh God. No, seriously, someone asked me if one of my characters had an OnlyFans.
Yeah, I know. That was hilarious.
That was fucking. My response was, "You can subscribe to my Patreon. That's it. So subscribe to my Patreon." Let's go from there.
Give me money.
How disappointed would you be if you made an OnlyFans and made more money through OnlyFans with just like drawing risque picture?
I'd be crying into a water.
Alex, we're doing that.
I'm just gonna draw risky
we joked
poses.
around about that a couple times. Like,
I'm just gonna draw risky poses of Alex. That's it. There we go.
It's on my Facebook already.
It's like, what the fuck are we walking to?
Everyone, quick, scramble his Facebook. Go, go, go.
Unfortunately, we look, Sebastian, and Hobbit feet is taken.
Damn it.
Shame.
Man.
Shame.
What about Hobbit cheeks?
I mean, we'll have to
Yo,
look that up.
I got to give props to Hugo for still being on the fucking show. I would have figured everyone tailed off by now.
Hugo's a real one.
Hugo is a real one.
Awesome. Hugo's awesome. Hugo Morales, I give them thanks.
Yeah.
I gotta send him and Aurelius a shipment of Concrete Combat #2 with some stickers when they can get to the post office this week, because they're very supportive. And again, Hugo, Aurelius, we thank you guys from the bottom of our heart for what you guys do. Again, without the support from you guys, again, at the end of the day, I mean, we have fun doing this, but the support, you guys are the real ones. Thank you again for everything. You know,
appreciate it, and thanks again, Hugo, for backing the project.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Now, this is the part where we say goodbye, guys. Next week, we may talk Demon Slayer and My Hero, or we may talk Deadpool 3, Deadpool Wolverine. So those are what's open topic.
I'm sorry, I will not be here. I will be.
Paul will not be here. Dude, go on vacation.
Probably in the Bahamas, fine. I think by that time.
Enjoy the Bahamas. Take a bunch of pictures, and when you come back, we'll show a slideshow so we can all be angry at you.
Sure, I will be away for 2 weeks. I'll come back darker than I am now for sure, with like loose braids coming out of my hair. But
nice.
Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Wouldn't be here without you guys. Good night.
Buenas noches. Your boy Sebastian.
Thank you very much.
Your boy Tom from across the hall.
Take it
easy,
easy,
press
guys.
it in 3, 2.
Oh!